Hello everyone, welcome back to the Excel tutorial series. We are in the chapter 3, that is Excel formulas. Inside of the chapter 3, we have covered Excel formula basics, logical formulas in Excel, math formulas. And in this particular session, we'll be covering some function and what all variations are available with us in Excel. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start off with discussing about the sum function. So sum function is basically used for summing up all the values in a within a range of cells. If I do suppose, and once again I'm gonna read the description of this particular sum function without before using it. So description of the sum function says that all adds all the numbers in a range of cells. Cool. So what if I'm gonna do? I'm gonna select A1. Suppose I'm gonna select A7 to A1, and then I'm gonna hit enter. So it has returned me 270, 280. And now if I provide sum of A1 up to A10, and let's see what it outputs in this case. So it has outputted me 370. You guys might be wondering that, okay, we can say that the numbers that are 10, 20, 30 up to 70 and 90 are all numeric. But even in the presence of text such as 80 and Excel formulas, the sum function, it has not given me any error. In fact, it has completely completely ignored these values of 80 and Excel formulas. What has done is Excel function of the sum function in Excel adds only the numeric columns or the numeric values, and it completely ignores the text values. Okay, so let's have a look at the description of sum function once again. Adds all the numbers in a range of cells, which means that it is going to completely ignore the presence of text values within a say within a range of cells. Okay, now if I do 1, 2, 3, and let's try to calculate the sum of these values. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all these values. It has returned me 0 because all these values are text data type, are of text data type, that is inside of double inverted comma. So it has completely ignored the presence of these values, and it has returned me 0 because out of F1, F2, and F3, none of them are numeric data types. And now what if I do sum of 1, 2, 3, and now here in this case it returns me 6, which means that including the sum function, all the math functions are smart enough to detect numeric data type even if they are given inside of double inverted commas. But remember, in case of I've given 1, 2, 3 inside of double inverted commas, if I try to calculate the sum of these values, it has given me 0. So you need to keep these points in mind while applying for interviews, specifically for Excel skills. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna rename this cell sheet to sum function. Now, with that, we come down to sum if function. So I'm having some sample sales data containing two columns, namely the employee name and the sales value for that particular employee. Okay, I'm gonna do sales value in $1,000. Now let's try to have a description. Let's try to read the description for this particular sum if function before using it. So I'm gonna type SUMIF, And it says that adds all the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. So let's have a look at what all argument and what all input parameters that it expects. So sum if function accepts range, criteria, and sum range. Okay. So let's understand this particular sum if function with the help of example. So I'm going to give my range as B2 to B6, and my criteria is add all the sales values that were greater than 20. And then I'm going to hit enter. So it has outputted me 210, which means 30 plus 40, 70, 70 plus 50, 120, and 120 plus 90, that is 210. So our formula is correct. Now, let's discuss about each and every input parameter. So range means that, suppose let's discuss about my criteria. So criteria, if you're giving any criteria inside of your sum if function, that particular criteria must be given inside of double inverted commas. Okay. And now let's talk about the range. So suppose my criteria is greater than 20. So here in this case, my range will be sales value. Okay. Now here in this case, my range and sum ranges are both same. So I don't need to provide the sum range, that is sales value. Let's try to understand with this sum if function with the help of one more example. Now I want to calculate the total sales value for the employee named Dustin. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna equals to sum if, and here in this case my range will be A2 to A6, because now my criteria has been changed to my criteria has been changed to the employee name must be Dustin. So I have done equals to Dustin. And now my sum range will be B2 to B6. I'm going to close the bracket and hit enter. So it has returned me 140. So as you can see, the sales value for Dustin, that is 50 and 90, are 50 plus 90, that is equals to 140. Okay. Now let's talk about one more interesting example. Now what if I need to calculate the sales value for those employees whose name contains A in it? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do sum if. I'm gonna provide my range, that is employee names, and now my condition will be and now I'm gonna provide my sum range, that is B2 to B6. So what I've done is I've provided the criteria range, that is the employee names, and now I've given condition as A inside of two asterisks, which means that if that particular character or all the character contains the letter A in them. Okay. So as you can see, out of all the names, that is Michael, George, Dan, Dustin, only Michael and Dan contains name A in them. So it has summed up the sales value for those respective names, that is Michael and Dan, and it has outputted me 60. 20 plus 40, which means 60. Okay. Now let's try to understand this with the help of one more example. Now suppose I want to calculate the sum of sales value where the first name is D. Okay. So again, in this case, I'm going to provide my criteria range. That is the employee name. I'm going to provide the criteria. That is asterisk D. And then I'm going to provide the sum range. So here you can see these employee names that have D at the start are Dan and 2 times Dustin. That is 40 plus 50 plus 90, which is equals to 180. Which means that our formula is giving the correct value. So whenever you want to calculate the sum values where your employee name or your column name must have A in it, you can provide A inside of 2 asterisks. And if you want to check if it contains, if your character value starts with D, you need to provide D asterisk inside of double inverted commas. Such type of interview questions are asked for basically for Excel, just to know that if you are comfortable working with Excel and any of the average complexity questions. Okay. Now we'll discuss about sum ifs. So as you might know that in case of my sum if function, we can give only one condition. But now my requirement is that I want to give multiple conditions. So in order to solve that, we can use sum ifs function. Yeah, rename it to sum if. Let me create one more Excel sheet and then we'll name it to sum ifs. Now I'm gonna copy the paste. Okay, cool. Now I want to calculate the sales value that are greater than 20 but less than 90. So in order to solve this particular question, I'm going to use sum ifs. And once again, before using this particular function, I'm going to read its respective description that Excel provides me. So if I'm going to use sum ifs, and its description says that, okay, adds the cells specified by a given set of conditions or criteria. So let's have a look at what all input parameter that this sum ifs function accepts. That is sum range, criteria range, and then criteria one. And it goes on and on. So if you want to use only one condition, it's better to use sum if. And if you want to use more than one condition, you must use sum ifs. Okay. So my sum range is sales value, that is B2 to B6, and my criteria range in this case is again B2 to B6, and my criteria one is it should be greater than 20. Now my criteria range 2 will be again B2 to B6, and my second criteria will be less than 90. And let's hit enter. So it has output me to 120. My condition or my question was I need to calculate the sales value which are greater than 20 but less than 90. So 50 plus 40 plus 30, 90 plus 30, which is equals to 120. Let's try to solve one more question with the help of sum if. Now I want to calculate the I want to calculate the sum of sales value for the employees whose names start with D, and that particular sales value should be greater than 40. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use SUMIF. I'm going to provide the range, some range that will be sales value in $1,000. I'm going to provide the criteria range, that is the employee name. Then I'm going to provide the criteria one. My first criteria will be it should start with D. So I'm going to do D asterisk. And then my criteria range 2 will be sales value. And now my second criteria will be greater than 40. So what I've done with the help of this SUMIFs formula, I wanted to calculate the sales value for the employee name that start with D, and that particular sales value should be greater than 40. So the employee names that start with D are Dan and Dustin, and this employee, the sales value must be greater than 40. So I've done 90 plus 40, which is equals to 140. And my Excel formula has given me the expected output. Okay. So this was all about SUMIFs function. Now let's discuss about one more interesting Excel function, which is sum product. I'm gonna create a new Excel sheet and then I'm gonna rename it this Excel sheet to sum product. So this will be the basic data where I'll be in which I'll be performing some product. Now, suppose an interviewer asks you, okay, we are having two columns, namely A and B, and inside of these columns, I'm having values such as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and the B column I'm having values 20, 40, 60 up to 100. And now my question is, I need to multiply the respective values of columns of A and B, and then I should provide the sum of the resultant. Now I'm going to multiply 10 by 20. And now with the basics of Excel formulas, we know that we don't need to manually multiply all the values, that is 20, 40, 30, 60, 40, 80. I'm gonna drag and drop it to the last values, and it has calculated me all the values of the respective columns values. Okay. And now if I want to calculate the sum of these values, I'm going to provide all the values, and then the sum comes out to be 11,000. And now what if I tell you that you don't need to do all this? We are having an Excel formula in order to solve this particular question. So with the help of sum product, we can solve this particular question. So let me have a look at the description. Description for this formula says that returns the sum of the products of corresponding ranges or arrays. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, it accepts me arrays, array 1, array 2, array 3. I'm going to provide all the respective arrays to some product function. So my first array will be A1 up to A6, A5, and then the second array will be B1 to B5. Close the bracket and hit enter. It has given me 11,000. Okay. Now we can also use this sum product function in such cases. 1,000. So here in this case, we use sum product as a, so inside of this sum product function, we gave column wise arrays. That is, we provided the whole column values to the respective sum product, and it gave me the, it multiplied all those values and gave me the sum. And here in this case also, we can use horizontal arrays. That is my, let's understand with the help of example. So I provided the first array as A1 to B1, and then my second array was A2 by B2, A2 to B2. It has multiplied all the values for these function, and it has gave me this sum for the resultant. Let's try to calculate by ourselves. So 10 by 10 multiplied by 20, which is 200, and 40 multiplied by 20, which is 800. So 200 plus 800, which turns me 1,000. Okay. Now, one more thing you need to keep in mind, the length of both the arrays must be same, or the length of what all arrays, what all number of arrays you are providing to the sum product function must be same. So if I'm going to use 20 arrays, all the lengths of those respective 20 arrays must be same. So let's try to understand with the help of example. I've used sum product, and in this case, I've used my first array as A1, B1, C1, and now I'm going to provide the second array. And now my second array will be, and as you can see that it has given me an error. What was the error? I'm going to double click on this particular array, but particular error. And my first array was A1 up to C1, and my second array was A2 to D2. So it is clearly visible that the length of my second array is greater than that of the first. So that's why it gave me the error. So if I do A2 to D1, it has outputted me 1,61,000. Okay. So this is the thing that you need to keep in mind while working with some product. So the thing is, it might also be asked an interview question, okay, what all things you need to keep in mind if you are working in some product function? So you must answer that, okay, if I'm providing 3 arrays inside of some product, the length of all these array must be same. Okay. So in this particular session, we discussed about sum function. We discussed about sum if function. We just discussed about sum if function, and then we discussed about sum product. Sum if function is used when you want to calculate sales or sum of, if you want to calculate the sum of a particular amount based on some condition, you can use sum if function. And when to use sum if function, if you want to give more than one condition inside of a particular formula, you can use sum if function. And sum product function is that If you want to multiply two arrays and then sum the resultant, you can use sum product function. The most important thing that you need to keep in mind while working with sum product function is that the length of the arrays must be same. Okay. So yeah, this was all about this particular session. In the next session, we'll be having a look at some of the basic stats functions that are available with me in Excel. And also in the upcoming sessions, we'll be having a look at what is VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Okay. So yeah, thank you for joining this session. Have a great day ahead, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much, and goodbye.